am Steven Stamp at the Canadian Lacrosse League Draft with Jeff Dowling, the GM of the Peel Avengers. How was the process for you? How do you feel about the guys you've selected here?
Good. Jeremy Tulev and I, we went through a lot of names, a lot of guys that we thought could play in the league, and narrowed it down. And we think we've got a good group of players we're really happy about.
So you feel like, obviously you're going to be adding more players in the supplemental drafts and some free agents, but you feel pretty solid going into the first practices. When are you starting to practice?
We won't start till probably end of November, early December, maybe a little bit later than most guys. We're trying to work it out with where we're practicing still, but we think with the guys we have, even if we add a couple of guys from the NL cuts, the guys we already have are a good group of players, and they all have a legitimate shot to make it. So.
Now you're going to be playing about 75 feet just over to our left in the main rink of the Powerade Center. So you got to feel pretty comfortable having that home court. Right now it's ice, but eventually it will be a home floor advantage.
Yeah, no, this is a great arena. I've talked to some of the players, and a lot of the guys, especially the junior age guys, who some of them haven't played here before. And it's a nice size of rink, and it's built for this type of game where the speed is going to be at a premium.
Now, the one thing I noticed was a lot of teams didn't take goalies till later in the draft. Who'd you wind up picking? I couldn't keep track. It was going pretty fast.
Yeah, we took Zach Bowen with our 9th pick, and then with our 12th pick, we took Derek Collins. And we left a message for Derek. We talked to him before the draft, and he was excited about potential playing for us. Left a message to say basically we've got a veteran goalie and a good young goalie, and we expect that to be a great tandem for us.
Look, Zach Bowen, your 9th pick, was with St. Catharines Saints this year and playing along with Jake Henhock. And he really came in when Henhock struggled a bit late in the year and had a great run for them in the playoffs, helped them get to the President's Cup.
Yeah, he's a guy that I remember watching in junior. He was a good goalie for St. Catharines in junior, and not a real big kid, but very agile. And I think another guy who's really built for this type of league.
And it's important for goalie. Now, Derek Collins, of course, a longtime veteran, has played with the Peterborough Lakers, was with the Kahnawake Mohawks this year, has played in the National Lacrosse League. One of the things with goaltenders that's going to be at a premium is the ability to pass the ball. They've got to be able to throw, right?
Yeah, and Derek's a guy who, going way back to his days in Junior A with Beaches, was always a guy who put up numbers on points for his team. And we go back to his experience playing with Chicago, and Rochester was his last team he played for. Ottawa, Syracuse, Calgary. He's played with a number of teams and bounced around a little bit, but has a ton of experience, and we'll rely on that a lot.
Do you have a sense of how things would work in terms of having the young guy and the veteran in terms of playing time and things? I know that's a ways down the road.
You know what? We'll wait and see what camp shows us, and whoever's the best goalie coming to camp will be our starter. But we do have some back-to-back games, and I don't think we'll be afraid to put whoever's hot in the net.
What about the rest of you? You've got your list right here. Anybody else who leaps out at you?
Well, we're really happy with when we did our list and rated our guys. We had, we were rated righties and lefties, and we had Ryan Campbell as our top lefty and Sean Thompson as our top righty. And really, we didn't really matter to us who was one or two of those guys, but we were able to get our top lefty and our top righty. And there's a couple other guys that stood out, like Brendan Muse. We're ecstatic that we'd be able to pick up him. He looked great in the combine. He's put up some great numbers in Junior B. He's a kid that probably could have been playing Junior A for anyone if he wanted to, but for whatever reason he played Junior B. We think he'll step up in this league and be a scorer for us. Ryan Learn's a good player. Kyle Neufeld's a guy that I coached a little bit in Calgary. I know pretty well. He's a good, solid two-way player. So there's lots of guys that, like I said, Jeremy Tuleve and I did a lot of work. We're really happy with what we've got.
I mean, Sean Thompson, one of the top face-off guys around, won almost at a Jeff Snyder-esque rate when he was playing for Peterborough this summer. Brendan Muse, very interesting because we watched him in the combine. He did score over 100 points in Junior B. Was considered by some teams in the NLL draft, but one of the questions coming out of Junior B is, how do you make that step to the higher level? And he looked great at the combine. It looks like he'll be able to play against the bigger, faster players. Yeah,
there's been a lot of guys over the years that have made that step from Junior B to NLL. And people don't really think about it, but there's guys who've done it, and there's no reason that Brendan Muse can't be a star in this league.
Okay, appreciate your time. Jeff Dowling, I'm Steven Stamp, live from not live, this will be taped. So I'm Steven Stamp with Jeff Dowling from the Canadian Lacrosse League Draft.